Hi guys, welcome. Come on in. Remember, put your backpacks on the hooks and then come sit down, alright? Remember, voice level is 0. Come on guys. Everyone sit down, sit down. Okay, so good morning. How are you guys today? You guys good? Alright, so as you guys know, let's get into our math problems. Yeah? You guys excited? Alright. Well, my name is Miss Vera. Did you guys know? Or you should know. Of course, you guys can call me Miss V. I know my name is pretty hard to say, but don't worry about it. Okay, so for today's lesson, we are going to talk about the sum of 2 evens, 2 odds, and 1 even plus 1 odd. And we're going to create the rules. Okay? But, of course, before we do any math problems, we have to know the key terms or the key words that are used in these math problems, right? Because if we don't know them, how are we supposed to know, what they are and how to solve the problems? Am I right? Okay, so what I want you guys to do, I want you guys to get up in a moment, not right now, to get up and go get your journals, all right? One at a time, and remember, what's the voice level? 0, exactly. That means what? I don't want to hear any talking. All you're doing is you're going to get your math journal, and you're going to come down and sit down, okay? If you don't have a pencil, you guys know where to get it. Come to the front of the class and get a pencil from the bucket, okay? All right. Table 1 and 2, come on up and go get your journals. I said quiet. What's the voice level? It's 0. If you need to remind yourself, put your finger to your mouth, okay? Okay. Good job. Table 3 and 4, go ahead and get your journals. Okay. Good job, guys. All right, so right now, what I want you guys to do, as we always do, open up your journals to the next clean page. Just the next clean page that you have. Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is you're going to make a t-shirt like we do in the other ones. Yeah, we're just going to make a t-shirt. So you're going to make it like this. You're going to put, your first column is going to be your term. What's your term? All right, what's your key word that you're going to define? Your second column, you're going to write definition. Definition, exactly how I wrote it on here. It's DEFINITION. Alright? You're going to write definition. Your next column, you're going to have 4 columns. Your next column is going to be mnemonic devices. Remember what mnemonic devices mean? You guys remember? Huh? It means, yes, exactly. It means memory tricks. What are some memory tricks that you guys can remember, that you guys can put on here to remember what your terms are? Yes. All right, next up, your next column is going to be visual. Your visual. Some of us like to see a picture to remember what we just learned. That's me. I love to see pictures. I love pictures. That's how I study. All right, so we're going to put on your visuals. All right, I'm going to give you guys a little bit. Make your columns. 5 minutes. All right. Yeah, quick. All right, you guys good? Okay. So, what you're going to write in your journals, you're going to write under the term, you're going to write even numbers. That's our first key term. It's even numbers. And you're going to write some examples of even numbers. 2, 4, 6, 8, 0. All right? So you're going to write some examples. Then you're going to write odd numbers. All right? You're going to write odd numbers. And then you're going to write the definition. And you're going to write the mnemonic devices. And then the visuals. All right? And then we're going to go over them. 10 minutes. I'm going to give you guys 10 minutes. Copy this down. And we're going to go over it. Okay? We're going to understand it. And then we're going to tackle on some problems. You guys excited? I'm very excited. I don't know if you guys can tell. All right, 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Remember, I will let the voice level be 2. But what does 2 mean? No outside voice. It means inside voice. You're going to use your inside voices and you're going to talk within your groups. Use your groups. Talk to your peers. Help them out. Okay? If you need help, I'm going to be walking around. Just let me know. Raise your hand and I'll come to you. Okay? All right. Okay. So, let's go over the key words, right? Let's go over them. Okay. So, our first key term, we wrote even numbers, right? So, what's an even number? You guys wrote it down? Do you guys understand it? No? A little bit? Alright, so an even number is a number that ends in 2, 4, 6, 8, or 0 and can be made into equal pairs without having anything left over. Easy, right? So what's an example of an even number that's not on the board? What's an example? What's an example of an even number? Yes. 10. 10. Yes. 10 is an example of an even number. Why? Does it end in one of these numbers? Which one? Yeah, 0. It ends in a 0. Which means what? What does it mean that a 10, why is it an even number? It can be divided by 2, right? And 10 divided by 2 is what? 5. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's why it's an even number. Exactly. So one way that we can remember what an even number is by thinking about when we go outside. Remember when I tell you guys gotta go in your buddies. You guys gotta go with your buddy. What's a buddy? How many people is in a buddy? 2, right? And isn't 2 an even number? Yeah. 2 is an even number. Which means pairs always buddy up. Buddy up. So pairs always buddy up with each other. So if you got 2 people, can they buddy up? Huh? Yeah, they can buddy up. Which means they're an even number. Isn't that cool? Yeah. Alright, so our visual for an even number is a little girl and a boy. So that means they can buddy up because there's 2. They're trying to find partners, right? They bought their partner. They got their partners. Yeah, so they buddied up. Buddies pair up. Just like we do in class. We pair up with each other. Yeah. All right. So now that we got even numbers, let's go over odd numbers. All right? So what is an odd number? An odd number is a number that ends in 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 and cannot be divided by 2 because there will never be equal pairs. That means that there will always be something left over, right? So give me an example. What's an example of an odd number? Yes. Yeah, 11. 11 is an example of an even number, of an odd number. Why? Can you tell me why 11 is an odd number? Anyone? Anyone can help her out? Yes. Yeah, exactly. Because 1 is left over. 1 doesn't have a buddy. Right? For example, see, look. We got 11. Right? 11. So we have 1 girl, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Next time, pick a smaller number. Alright, so we got 11 people, right? So let's check it out. Oh, look. 1 buddy, 2 buddies, 3 buddies, 4 buddies, 5 buddies. But wait. 1's left over, right? 1's alone. There's no buddies. And that's why it's an odd number, because there will always be 1 left over. For our mnemonic devices, that's what we call an odd man out. You're the odd man out because you don't have a buddy. Everyone else has a buddy, but guess what? Everyone else paired up, and you're the only one left. So you're the odd man out. Always remember that when you're talking about odd numbers. If you're confused, think about it. Draw it out. Take the time and draw it out. It'll help you out. Okay? All right. So for our visual, there it is. 3 is an odd number. Why? Because 2 pair up, they're buddies. But look, there's an odd man out. There's one without a partner. And that's why it's an odd number. Okay? All right. So, right now, turn to the next clean page. Yeah, the next clean page. And you're going to write down the steps on how to solve a problem that has to do with sum of 2 even, 2 odds, and 1 even plus 1 odd. Okay? I wrote them down here, but I'm going to pass out a handout with all of the rules. What you're going to do is you're going to take the piece of paper. You're going to put one line of glue, not a whole bunch, one line. You're going to stick that one into your journal, and then you're going to flip over the page like that. All right? So that you always have it in your journal, and every time you want to look at it and remind yourself how to do the problems, you've got it right there. Okay? So I'm going to go around. I'm going to pass one around for each one of you guys. And then we're going to do some examples. All right? We're going to work out some examples. Okay? All right. All right. Everyone has one, right? Everyone has a piece of paper? Yes? Yes? Okay. So, let's go over them. All right. It's that time again. We're going to do popcorn reading. Okay? So, you guys know how it is. We're going to popcorn to each other. So I'm going to read the first one, and then I'm going to popcorn to someone else. Okay? All right, let's go over them. Steps on how to solve sum of 2 even, 2 odds, and 1 even plus 1 odd, creating the rules. Step 1. Ready? Look at the first digit in the problem and decide if it is even or odd. All right? That's the first step. Popcorn, go ahead. Look at the second digit in the problem and decide if it is even or odd. Yeah, good job. All right, popcorn is someone else. And popcorn. Go ahead. Add the first digit and 2 digit together and write your answer. Okay? All right. We'll go through them while we do the exam problem. We're just going to read through them right now. And popcorn. Go ahead. Go ahead. Write whether your answer is even or odd. Alright? And popcorn. Write down the rule for odds and evens the problem is following. Yeah. Alright. So those are the steps. Simple, right? Alright. Now let's go through them. Okay. Alright. So our first example problem that we're going to go through is 8 plus 6 equals what? That's our problem. So let's go through the steps. Alright? So let's go through the first one. The first one says, look at the first digit in the problem and decide if it is even or odd. Okay, so the first digit. What's the first digit? This one, right? Alright, first digit. This one. Sorry, my mistake. Oh. Okay. Alright, first digit. 8. Is 8 an even or odd number? Even or odd? Yes. Even, right? Why? Because they buddy up and it's divisible by 2, right? Yeah. Alright. So 8 is even. So we're going to write even right there. Next step says, look at the second digit in the problem and decide if it is even or odd. Okay. Is 6 even or odd? 6, even or odd? Can it be divisible by 2? Yes. Yeah, it can. So it is even. Yes, 6 is even. Good job, guys. All right. So let's look at the third problem. The third step. It says, add the first digit and second digit together and write your answer. Okay. So what is 8 plus 6? 8 plus 6. 14. 14. Yeah. So 8 plus 6 equals 14. Now the fourth step says, write whether your answer is even or odd. Now, is 14 even or odd? Is 14 even or odd? It's even, right? Why? Why is it even? Because each one has a buddy and it ends in 4, as we said in our terms. Look, a number that ends in 2, 4 is even. Yeah, exactly. So 14 is even. So now the fifth step says, write down the rule for odds and evens. So what rule is this problem saying? What rule? What rule? What was the first digit? It was an even, right? Yeah. Plus what? An even. And when you add an even plus an even, you get what? An even number. Yeah. So that's our first rule. An even number plus an even number equals an even number. Yeah. That's our first rule. So let's write it down. So our answer is an even plus even equals even. That's our first answer. Yeah, good job. All right, let's do the second problem. Let's do a second one. All right, we got 5 plus 7. We got 5 plus 7. 5 plus 7. All right, let's go through this again. The steps. Look at the first digit in the problem and decide if it is even or odd. The first digit is what? 5, right? It's 5, right? All right, so is 5 an odd number or an even number? 5. Put up your hands. Put up your hands. All right, now make buddies. I made 2 buddies. Oh no. What's my thumb doing? It's alone, right? So what is it? It's an odd man out, which means it's an odd number. Yes. 5 is an odd number. Plus, let's go to the second step. Look at the second digit in the problem and decide if it is even or odd. 7. Put up 7. I want to see 7 fingers. 7 fingers in the air. 7 fingers in the air. 7 fingers in the air. Ready? Make buddies. Make buddies. Oh no. I have 1 left, right? Oh no. It's an odd man out, right? Which means what? We got an odd number again. Alright, so it's an odd number. Alright. So now our third step said, add the first digit and second digit together and write your answer. Alright, so we're going to add them. 5 plus 7 equals what? 12. Yes, this equals 12. So 5 plus 7 equals 12. Our fourth step said, write whether your answer is even or odd. Okay, so 12. Is 12 an even number or an odd number? Think about it. Look back to your terms. What does it say for an even? A number that ends in 2, 4, 6, 8, 0 is an even number. So, does 12 end in a 2? Yes, right? Which means what? It's an even number. Yes, it's an even number. Now, fifth step says, write down the rule for odds and evens. The problem is following. So what is this problem following? What did we add first? An odd number. Yes, we added an odd number. Plus what? An odd number. Yes, we added an odd number. Which then equaled what? An even number. Yes, it equaled an even number. Yes. which means what? What's our answer? What's our next rule? Every time you add an odd number plus an odd number, it equals what? An even number. That's our second rule. An odd number plus an odd number equals an even number. Yes, that's our second rule. That is our second rule. That's our second rule, and that's our second answer. All right? Let's do one more problem, and then you're going to do some practice problems on your own. All right? All right. Our third problem is 2 plus 9 equals what? Let's go through the rules again. Let's go through the steps. Our first one says, look at the first digit in the problem and decide if it is an even or odd number. What's our first digit? An even or odd? It's a 2. What is it? It's an even. Yes, even number. Good job. Plus, look at the second step. Look at the second digit in the problem and decide if it is an even or odd number. Okay, look at the second digit. It's a 9. What's a 9? Is it an even or an odd number? Look back at your problems. Look back at your definitions. It's an odd number, right? Because there's an odd man out. Yes. It's an odd number. All right. Our third step said, add the first digit and the second digit together and write your answer. All right. 2 plus 9 is what? Count it out. 2 plus 9. Yes. Is 11. 2 plus 9 equals 11. So 2 plus 9 equals 11. All right. Our fourth step said, write whether your answer is even or odd. All right. So is 11 even or an odd number? Look back to your definitions. Remember, an odd number is defined as a number that ends in 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9 and cannot be divided by 2 because there will never be equal parts. So, does our number, our answer, 11, end in either 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9? Yeah, it does. Which number? 1, which means what? It's an odd number. Yes, our answer is odd, which means, so now our step 5. Write down the rule for odds and evens. The problem is following. So what is this problem following? Which rule? What was the first digit we added? An even, right? So we added an even. Plus, what's the second digit that we added? An odd. Yes, we added an odd number, which then equaled what? Equaled what? When you add an even and an odd, like we just did, what did we get? We got an odd, right? We got an odd number, which means our rule is if you add an even plus an odd number, you get an odd number. Simple, right? All right, so let's write our rules down. Let's write down our rules. We just came up with 3 rules of when you add the sum of 2 even, 2 odd, and 1 even plus 1 odd. All right, so let's write down our rules. So our rules, right? So our rules say, our first one, what's our first one? What's the first problem we did? What was the first thing we got? If you add a what? An even, yes. If you add an even plus a what? An even number, you get what? What do you get when you add an even plus an even number? You get an even number. Yes, good job. All right, that's our first rule. An even number plus an even number equals an even number. All right, our second rule. What's our second rule? Our one odd number, when we added one odd plus what? Another odd, we got what? What was our answer? An even number. So that's our second rule. An odd number plus an odd number equals an even number. That's our second rule. What's our third rule? What's the third rule we came up with? What was the last one we did? When we added a what? An even number, yes, plus a what? What did we add? No, not another even number. We already got that rule. What's the other one? an odd number. Yes, when we added an odd number. And what was our answer? When we added an even plus an odd, what did we get? We got an odd number. Correct. Good job. So those are our rules. So right now, what I want you guys to do is I want you guys in your journals, I'm going to pass out a piece of paper. It has your practice problems. You're going to do 3. You are going, once you finish with this piece of paper and we go over it, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to glue it into your journal so that you have example problems on how to do this. Okay? All right. So, I'm going to go around. I'm going to pass out the piece of your practice problems, okay? All right. Okay. So, everyone got one, right? Everyone got your practice problems? All right. So, I'm going to give you 10 minutes to complete these practice problems, okay? And then we'll go over them. Okay? And then I'm going to go around. Once you finish, you're going to raise your hand. I'm going to go around. I'm going to check if you got them right. I'm going to go check if you got them right, and you're going to get a grade for it. Okay? All right. I'll see you guys in 10 minutes. Get them done. And remember, what's our voice? What's our voice level? Is it a 3? No. Is it a 2? Mm-hmm. Is it a 1? Yes, it's a 1, which means you can talk with your peers. You can talk with your group. Help each other out, okay? But if you need help, raise your hand and I will be walking around and I will help you out. All right? All right, don't be afraid to raise your hand and ask for help. I will be going around helping you guys out, okay? All right. All right. So I went around. I checked your answers. Most of you guys got them. I mean, you guys understood this really well, and I'm very impressed. I mean, this is a lot to take in, and you guys got it in 5 minutes. Most of you guys finished really fast, and I'm very proud of you guys. Good job. All right, so let's recap what we have learned. Okay, so we learned that the sum of 2 evens, when we do the sum of 2 evens, what do we get? We get an even, right? We get an even number. Yeah, just like we did here in your practice problems. When you did 4 plus 8, what did you guys get? 12, right? Yeah. And what's that rule? An even plus an even equals an even number. Yeah, exactly right. Good job. All right, what else did we learn? We learned the sum of 2 odds. What's the sum of 2 odds? What do we get when we add an odd and an odd number? What do we get? You get an even number. Yes, you get an even number. Just like when you did the problem, 3 plus 7. 3 plus 7 equals what? Equals 10. Which means what? You added what? An odd plus an odd, which then you equaled to get an even. Yes, good job. All right, what was the last rule that we came up with? What was the last one? It was 1 even plus 1 odd. And when we added an even plus an odd, what did we get? We got an odd number. Yes, so then when you did the problem, 6 plus 3, you got what? 9. And 9's what? An odd number. Yes. All right, so you learned the rules. We created the rules for sum of 2 evens, 2 odds, and 1 even plus 1 odd. So, now that you've got this, next time, our next lesson that we're going to do, we are going to incorporate even and odd numbers, and we're going to do more problems, not just with addition, but we're going to include them with subtraction, with division, with multiplication, and we'll keep improving on this. So don't forget this. Don't forget what an even number is. Don't forget what an odd number is, because those will help you on later in math. Okay? All right. I'll see you guys next time. Everyone, get ready to go to recess. All right.